Are you paying too much in taxes? Elevated Tax and Accounting is a firm that specializes in tax planning and strategy to minimize your tax bill. Elevated Tax consult with you on tax strategy throughout the year, so no more waiting until the end of the year and hoping for the best. As a business owner, you know your sole focus should be spent working on your business, not in it. Outsourcing gives you the time to concentrate on the core reasons you started your company, to create and innovate a top-tier product and generate profits. Elevated Tax and Accounting, elevating you and your business with a modern professional touch.
You're driving along on the highway and you've been hit by a semi-truck. Now what do? You call your Montana attorneys, Ryan and Miller. We have the expertise to help guide you along in these specific types of accidents. So these are the 3 steps that you need to follow. Number 1, make sure that the police are called and that there is a report of the accident. Second, make sure that you're getting the medical attention that you need and following up with your doctor. Third, do not talk to an insurance company until you've talked to an attorney. They are not going to help you protect your rights, and you want to make sure that you know all that you're entitled to. Contact an attorney today by clicking the link below.
Yeah, just obviously a tough night, kind of a weird night in the sense of, there's a finality of not going to March Madness. Obviously, in a league like this, where you got to win the whole thing, but at the same point in time, we know we're still playing, but just that's not really on our minds tonight. I thought we played really hard. I thought we did a great job. We just didn't play good enough, and at halftime I looked at our box score really quick, and we're shooting like 65% from the field. We're down 9 points. At the end of the day, when you score in the 80s and you finish the game at like 60%, you probably shouldn't lose. And we just, I thought our effort was phenomenal. I thought we played really hard. Give a lot of credit to Montana. They made a lot of tough shots all night long. But we just, there's just a few little things, we just call them little paper cuts. There's a few little paper cuts that when you play a team that's equal caliber to yourself, if you make little mistakes, they're going to get you. And I think that was a big thing. But, biggest thing for me right now, we'll see what these guys say too, but just being grateful for, our team and what a phenomenal season we've had so far. It's just, there was no one in our locker room, in our bubble, I guess if you want to call it that there was nobody that thought we weren't going to win this game. And a lot of respect to Montana, but there was no doubt in our mind we were going to get it done. And you got to play the game, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and we just didn't get it done. So, yeah.
Coach, you guys won basically every statistical category outside of free throws. A little bit about what you guys saw with your ability to get to line and the disparity between free throws you guys took. I know at the end of the game it sets it off with kind of foul, but
it's a good question. I think obviously at some point I'll go back and watch the film, but I felt like they've really dictated the tempo, and for not the tempo, that's probably the wrong word. They dictated the ability to get to the rim. Like they put a lot of rim pressure on us in the first half, and we had a couple failures with technique. Where we always talk about fouling with our chest and things like that. We got handsy a little bit, and those little fouls. I mean, they were fouls. I think we were fouling them. I think at halftime it was like they were 9 for 11 or something. We were like 1 for 2, and just that's not a normal stat for us. We usually get to the free throw line quite a bit, but we were shooting it so well too. So yeah, I mean there was a disparity when you look at it in the big picture. We did have to foul late, but credit to them. They made all their free throws. They just sometimes you get to the free throw line, you don't make them. It can turn into a bad possession. But they made all the free throws, and that's kind of what that was.
Jaron, Coach talked about it, but what was it like for you guys out on court trying to keep pace with their shooting ability? Just you guys were shooting well over 60% into the second half, and you're still kind of chasing the lead.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like you said, we call them paper cuts. There was, whether it was some of the personnel stuff or them, give them credit too. They made some tough shots when it came down to it. But, in the first half, we kind of let them get comfortable. And then when you allow a team to get comfortable like that, they can make tough shots down the stretch. So, give them credit, but also we know there's things that we could have done better to, kind of help the game not start in such a flow for them.
Yeah, it's not too surprising with kind of the group we have and what you've done all year, but can you just talk a little bit on the resolve that this team showed, cutting that from 14 down to 1 at some point in the second half?
I think our belief level was really good, and I don't think anybody panicked. I think we were frustrated with the way we were playing on that defensive end, but I do feel like nobody panicked. And when we got it back down to 1, I mean, I think there was obviously a belief like, okay, this is exactly where we're supposed to be right now. And even then, like there was a couple little paper cuts right in that little stretch that we'd love to have those back, but. I mean, it showed the resolve of the team, and these guys really believed. We had a good lineup out there. We had a little foul trouble early in the game too. Going back to fouls, Quinn Danker got 2 fouls right away. So Jaron played the whole 40 minutes. Obviously, Quinn plays the one when Jaron's out, and then I think Lang might have had some foul trouble. Marcel had some foul trouble. We just had a little bit of foul trouble all over the place, and it kind of changed our rotations a little bit. But at the end of the day, we kind of found that group right, the last 9-10 minutes with these, with Lang and Jaron and Quinn and Brock and Zay, and we were really playing well. So we kind of let that group kind of rock for a little bit, and they did a really nice job of it. But just couldn't get over the hump.
Really, for all of you, we saw in the first half, both of you guys had a lot of success posting and winning. Back-to-back possessions, you had a couple fadeaways. You were a little bit more muscle going right to the rim. What you guys saw in the matchup going into the game, what you saw in the first half, and then maybe a little bit why we didn't see as much of that in the second half.
You want to go first, Lang? First half?
Yeah. So we just knew in the first half they weren't really going to help off. Past 2 games, a lot of guys just fire low, which, it kind of puts still on the ball. So when we scouted, we knew they were just going to play us straight up. They were going to try to out-tough us. So in the first half, we just had a lot of one-on-one battles that we won. Second half, we just felt like it was getting pretty stale doing that. So we just tried to get more movement, trying to get him moving around.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like you said, I don't think it was necessarily like we're going to go at Whitney kind of thing. It's just we have a pretty free-flowing offense. We got a lot of guys that can make plays. So it's just, it gives us the freedom to go do that. So that's just, I guess, what ended up happening. And I don't think it was any adjustment we made or something in the second half to change that. I think it was just kind of part of the offense and part of the free-flowingness that we have.
Yeah, I think too that one of the problems was we had to call so many plays. Like we don't call plays on misses. We get stops and we go, and that's why our pace is so good. But because they had such a great offensive half in the first half, they scored almost every possession. We're calling so many plays, play after play after play, and it was successful for us because we were shooting in the 60s as well. But at least we got some more stops in the second half, and so we were able to, I think, get out and transition a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we'll post up pretty much anybody on our team. And as Langston said in the last couple of games, teams have been really doubling our post play. Tonight they kind of went one-on-one, and we're usually pretty good in the post if it's a one-on-one matchup.
Meeting her stopped your world. The ring you give her should stop her heart.
Tina, will you marry me?
Not again! Don't worry, I'm gonna fix this, because we want to be your jeweler! Aren't our beautiful diamond? Clear! Come back to me, Tina!
Are you okay?